Hi friends, welcome back to Art and Mindfulness. I'm going to start by ringing the singing bowl, and I invite you to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just taking a few deep breaths with your eyes closed as you listen to the sound of the bell. See if you can hear the last drop of sound. Breathe into your belly, into your heart, out of your heart, out of your belly. May we enjoy this art class. May we feel unafraid to make mistakes on our artwork today. May we leave this class feeling nourished. May we practice positive self-talk and non-judgment of our abilities. May we have fun practicing today. You can open your eyes if you haven't already. And before we dive into our art challenge for today, let's take a few breaths together and a little bit of stretches. So first thing I invite you to do is look over your right shoulder and see what it feels like to stretch your spine at the top of your spine where your neck is. And then look over your left shoulder. And then like you could draw a line with your chin, tuck your chin down and draw a line across your chest over to the other side. And move your head slowly, any way that feels good for you. You can follow me and copy me and do the same thing as me, or you can close your eyes and do something different than me. Feel into your neck today. Sometimes I like to just stop and breathe in one spot. Sometimes I like to take my opposite hand and just give my shoulder a little gentle tap. Taking a deep breath in. Letting out sound can feel like a great way to get rid of stress. And let's take a few shoulder circles. And then forward. And then maybe take your elbows in a circle or feel the side ribs. So really give yourself permission for this next, maybe minute or two to just try any movement that feels like it would be really helpful. Sometimes I like to flip my palms away from me and reach my arms up. Taking a deep breath in, reaching your elbows out to the side, show me your muscles. And then exhale, curl in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl in. Okay, last exercise before we do an art warm-up. Let's just shake everything and keep changing the pattern. So maybe you're swimming, and now you're punching, and now you're moving side to side, and now you're making up a different way to move your body. Keep changing the pattern, Just keep bouncing, lift your shoulders up and down, let out a sound. And relax. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Just notice if you can feel your heart beating. Can you feel your pulse? Okay, let's take out a piece of paper and some art supplies, and we're gonna do a warm-up. Before we do our challenge, I always like to start with an art warm-up. So I've got some paper here, boom, boom, boom. And I've got some markers, but you can use any material that you like, color pencil, markers. And this warm-up is a real good chance to practice our mindset. So in this next, I'm going to play us a song. And as we create for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 minutes, it's just our warm-up. It's not our big project for the day. I want you to get loose and practice not being afraid to make mistakes on your artwork. This is a good chance to let yourself be free. All right, here we go. Let's get some good tunes going. So go ahead and make some scribbly lines. I'm not thinking about what I'm making, just trying to get loose. Feel the music. And I would love for you to repeat after me, out loud, in your house. Today's going to be a good practice. I'm not afraid to make mistakes today. I'm feeling loose. Making art is fun. I'm going to be kind to myself today. Whether I like my picture or I don't like my picture, today I am going to be kind. I'm going to challenge myself today, and I'm going to enjoy a challenge. Go ahead and make a mistake on your picture, guys. This is our warm-up. Be free. Try some long lines. Try some patterns. I'm starting to feel loose and warmed up. All right, if you are ever gonna take a risk on your picture, now's the time. I'm not worried about how my picture looks, so I can feel free to take a risk. Maybe I make a line going through my paper. Repeat after me. I'm not afraid of making mistakes. I do my best. Today is going to be a great practice. All right, make your last few marks. I'm going to do some polka dots. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7. Are you having fun yet? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, look at my warm-up. All different kinds of lines and shapes and scribbles and colors. Now I'm ready for a challenge. Dun, 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 dun. Today, we're going to put a lot of the practices we've done in the past together to start to create a project that we're going to work on for a few videos. So we're going to talk today about how do artists tell stories. Now, writers write stories, and they literally write words. Once upon a time, there was a little boy, and he was in a cave, and he was discovering, right? And they write it with words. But artists tell stories in a different way. Artists tell stories, visual artists, right? Because dancers tell stories with their body, and musicians tell stories with a song. But how do visual artists tell stories? Well, let me pull up some pictures here to show you. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm going to show you examples from an artist from Mexico named, ooh, I want to make sure I get this right. I have to look up their name so I don't get it wrong. First, let me show you their artwork. Wow, what do you notice? This artwork is telling a story. And artists tell stories just like writers. They use characters. What do you think might be the characters in this story? They use settings. A setting is where something is, the place. What information can you get about the place in this story? But artists don't use words. Visual artists don't use words. They use shapes and colors and lines to tell a story. So, can you make up a story about what's happening here? Who are the people? How are they related? What information can you get? Artists tell stories from all the details. So let's take a look at another one. Oh my goodness, this looks like a story about a family. I would guess that they're in a kitchen. What information gives me the idea that they're in a kitchen or a living room? I notice maybe a lit dining room table or a kitchen table, and I see chairs, and I see something they're doing. What is the story the artist is telling about this family? It looks like they're painting eggs all together. Now, they didn't say, once upon a time, there was a family painting eggs. They're showing me ideas with pictures. Here's another example. This is all from the same artist. The artist's name is Carmen, and I'm going to look up their last name in a second to make sure I can tell you the right one. And this artist is telling a story about a place outside. How do I know they're outside? Oh, well, I see trees. Every little detail that the artist puts in the picture is information they're giving about the story. I see there's children in this story, and I see there's a whole community. There's adults. I see a couple. I see someone walking hand in hand. How might you tell a story today using pictures and using details? Well, we're going to start today with the setting. The setting is where the picture takes place. And you might notice that there's a lot of overlapping, right? The little girl in the corner, let me see if I can get my pencil to show you. Here we go. This little girl in the corner, she's actually in front of the bed. She's overlapping. And the place of the story, if I took away all the characters and I just thought about the place, what would be in the picture? The curtains, the windows, the floor where there's these lines on the floor showing that that is a wooden floor. And there would be the wall with the little artwork on the wall over here. All the details that just show the place. Today we're going to start a piece of art that we're going to work on for more than one video. And we're going to start with just the setting. Where does the story take place? So we're not going to worry yet about all the characters. Who's in the story? Is it a family or aliens or a dog and his best friend? Or, right, we're not going to actually think about the characters just yet. You might have some ideas in your mind, but we're going to start with the setting. Where does the story take place? So you have some decisions to make. Is your story going to be outside with grass, or maybe it's going to be a snowy place? Or maybe there's going to be a desert with cactuses. Or maybe it's going to be an outer space world out in the middle of the stars. Or maybe you want to show your story in a city. Or is your story going to take place inside? Are you going to be inside a room? What would be in the room? A couch? Is it the bedroom or the kitchen? And what are all the little details you would have to draw to show the place? All right, let's get a piece of paper and get started. I'm going to make a story about animals in the outside world. You might like to make a story about people on the inside world. You might do something different than me. Your artwork is your choice. You might like to copy me, or you might like to do your own thing. First, when I'm drawing a place, I like to think about the horizon line. Where is the ground and where is what's above the ground? So this line shows me below the ground, above the ground. If I'm deciding to do an indoor place, I can draw windows. Maybe I'll do an indoor place to show, oh, this is inside. What details can I add to show? The more details, the better. So maybe I'm going to add a little table. With a lamp. If you make a mistake on your picture, you can always erase, or you can always choose a different strategy. Sometimes I make a mistake and I actually make a patch. I think I've showed you how to make a patch before. And then, the floor, is it going to be carpet? If it's carpet, maybe I want to show some, or maybe there's a rug. Maybe want to show some lines to show it's really a fuzzy texture. So I'm kind of making curly lines. Or if it's a wood floor, maybe I want to show lines on the floor to show this is the ground. Boop, 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 boop. And then do I want to show wallpaper, or maybe I want the walls to be a certain color? And if you're doing an outdoor story, you can think about the sky. Is the sky going to be a sunny day or a sunset, or is it going to be nighttime? Maybe I'm going to make it nighttime outside in my story. So I'm going to color the outside window like a night sky. And I'm going to color in my whole picture. The next time we meet on the video world, in the video land, we're going to add the characters. And you might be thinking, Alana, there's no space for the characters because I'm putting so many details. Well, we're going to practice doing a strategy where we can overlap our characters later. So we're going to be using some collage. I'll show you that later. Right now, all you have to worry about is all the details of your setting. Where does your story take place? Are the characters... We'll think about the characters later. Right now, we're just thinking about, where does the story take place? I'm going to start to color in my rug. And the more details you can add to the story, the better, just like this artist. Let me look up their name to tell you as you keep working. Carmen Lomas Garza. Carmen Lomas Garza, a woman artist from Mexico. Let me show you her artwork one more time to give you some ideas. Ooh, maybe I want to add curtains or a little dresser. You could tell a story about your family. Maybe you show your things in your real house. What room are you going to show in your house? Or do you want to show an outside place, like having some trees in the background? And right now, you don't have to worry about any of the people. Just think about all the details of the place. So some other examples, if you want to do a outdoor place. Let's see, where's my landscapes? Here we are. If you want to show some examples of an outdoor place, maybe you start to show the trees and the lake and the grass. Is the sky nighttime or is it daytime? Here's another setting. Ooh, maybe you want to show a story about some animals talking to each other in the water. Or it could be a real story from real life or an imaginary story. What would be in the background? The rocks, the trees, the mountains, the sky. I can't wait to see what you're up to. So feel free to email me your drawings. I would love to see them. And for now, I will be back. See you next time. I'm going to keep coloring mine in. Next time, we'll talk about the characters. See you then.